G'day folks, and welcome back to the channel for another episode of Learning Videography with the BigFella. And if this is the first time you're clicking on the BigFella, make sure you subscribe and keep the notifications turned on. And today we're going to be looking at probably one of the best pieces of audio equipment I've come across. I got this as a present for Christmas, just gone. And this is the Rode Wireless Go microphone. And the reason why I make that claim is because it is just such a versatile piece of equipment, and those who have seen more than a few episodes of this videography series will know that I kind of champion versatility over most other things to go along with any basic video recording setup, vlogging setup, whatever. So this is the latest in my ever-expanding line of upgrades to my videography kit. So, like many other components, they all have their time for appropriate usage. This, for instance, would be best used in situations like consistent outdoor shooting, perhaps where you'd use a tripod for a camera setup for a shoot, but you or your subject would be further away from the camera. That would be practical for a decent audio capture. So what you'll find in the box, it contains a receiver and transmitter, which are two individual units. Two fur windshields, two USB Type-C cables, one SC4 cable, which is a receiver to a camera microphone jack, and a carry pouch. Some of the facts that I've managed to garner from the Rode website, which aren't immediately available on the description of the box, is that it has an effective range of up to 70 meters line of sight. It's particularly optimized for short range operation in congested RF environments. It's super easy to use. The transmitter and receiver auto pair in under 3 seconds. It's ultra lightweight. The transmitter and receiver weigh only 31 grams each. It's a 3-stage output pad with 0 decibel, minus 12 decibel and minus 24 decibel attenuation and battery saver mode. It also features 128-bit encryption. It delivers the best audio under any conditions and excels in dense Wi-Fi and Bluetooth environments, such as shopping malls, hotels, etc. It has a carry pouch that is featured as well, but it doesn't have any belt loops. So what you're supposed to do with this, I'm guessing, is to possibly shove it in your pocket. Just hold the transmitter as it is in the carry pouch. It has inbuilt lithium-ion batteries that have up to 7 hours of life from a full charge. Now, as some of you may know, Rode is an Australian company that manufacture all of their components in-house. They do all the extensive in-house testing as well for best results before the products become commercially available. Also from the Rode site, and I quote, "The Wireless Go is an ultra-compact wireless mic system that is unique in its clip-and-go versatility and incredibly compact form factor. The transmitter features an omnidirectional condenser capsule and can be used as a clip-on mic with a lavalier mic, sending a crystal-clear broadcast-grade audio via 2.4 GHz digital transmission to the on-camera receiver. It's the perfect wireless mic solution for content creators in all disciplines, filmmakers, on-camera presenters, news gatherers, vloggers, and more." Now, the Wireless Go mic is designed to be an all-in-one system for most run-and-gun applications. The clips that are used to attach on either items of clothing or on other pieces of hardware are rather thoughtfully designed to be doubled up for use as a cold shoe adapter. They are the exact sizing, and as a matter of fact, I found this to be an extremely well-designed piece of genius. The receiver attaches to the camera's cold shoe adapter via the clip, and the SC4 cable then hooks into the mic port on the camera. And one thing that I was concerned about when I was initially looking at this particular product was how to identify the transmitter from the receiver. And it's fairly simple, really. The easiest way to remember is that the transmitter has the two blue lights for battery charge and signal link, and the very small condenser mic built in. And the receiver has the LCD screen on the top of it. It's really just as simple as that. So one thing that I found to be a major pro of this particular microphone setup is that once the transmitter and the receiver are connected and the SC4 audio jack is hooked into the microphone port on the camera, all you have to do is press record and the audio is captured automatically and is in sync with the video capture. No messing around with audio timings and post-production. That's a big win for me. Okay, what comes in the box? Well, here is the box. Okay, there is the transmitter, the receiver, all the stuff that comes in the box on the back, and a bit of promotional stuff in several languages, and on the side pretty much everything I've just told you about. Ultra compact wireless, 2.4 gigahertz, etc., and the lights reflecting off all the gold stuff. And that's about it for the box. So now inside the box, the transmitter and receiver are hooked into those little cavities there. We've got USB Type-C cables. So there's one in a nicely wrapped Velcro strap, and the other one which I was using to charge up both the receiver and transmitter. So they're only about maybe 1 meter, 1.2 meters long. Also what we have is the furry microphones. So these are little doobers right here. And what they have on the back, just in case you're wondering, okay, well, we got wireless microphone, where do you actually put these? Well, I'm glad you asked, because on the back here, see those two little red tabs? They actually plug in on the transmitter just here. So you see the condenser mic, okay, there's two little cavities, one either side of the condenser mic, and that is where they plug into, and they plug in just like that. And they disconnect. They're not a real firm fitment, so you kind of got to look out for how they're actually attached and whether they want to come off or not. So that's something to keep an eye out on. Now these clips on the back here, okay, so there's a clip, right? Now that, as I said before, is an ingenious piece of design that actually fits into the cold shoe or hot shoe of basically any device, a camera, a frame, anything you want to actually put into that basically accepts a cold shoe mount. So on here I've already attached the receiver on the camera. Now you can see that is actually attached to the frame. I'll pull that off there. There's the cold shoe, and that is exactly the same width and just slides on like so. Now I have two available spots to put it anywhere here. Okay, so I've got the hot shoe on top of the camera and I have the cold shoe in the frame. So I'll put that up there instead. No worries. For the transmitter, I have just the transmitter by itself now, but I also have a Lav Mic or lavalier mic, and I'll just plug this into the little port here, and I've got a rather long cord that goes into the pouch, so it's stored away nicely. And what this does, all just goes away into this little pouch. So I'll just stuff this in here, and I've put just enough inside so you can run this up the back or the front of someone's shirt to attach the clip of the Lav Mic, and close that off and stick it in their pocket somewhere, and that will just sit up there like that, or on top of a hat, or somewhere that will actually pick up the voice without any interference. And the last two things that you get in the box are of course the obligatory literature. So what we get here is the quick start guide, and also got the regulatory and safety is what they call it. So there you go. And that is about it. Now what I'm going to do is to test out just how far the line of sight is. I mean, it's claimed 70 meters, but for practical reasons and just to entertain my own curiosity, I wanted to find out how far it actually will go. So to get an effective test done on this, obviously I don't have 70 meters to spare in this little place. So what I'm going to do is go outside and see if I can kind of guess 70 meters, maybe do something with the GPS on the watch and see if I can measure out 70 meters from there and see how we go. Maybe test the limits a little bit, see if we can go a little bit past 70. You never know. Alright, I am down at a local park, and undoubtedly you'll be able to hear some cars that are going past. I've just verified that the connection's strong between the transmitter and the receiver. I've still got about at least half battery on either of these, so. And there goes an Audi R8, beautiful. Okay, so I'm just down here right now, and I'm going to be walking down to the far end of that fence, and we'll see how far the sound actually goes. So I'm going to keep talking for a little bit. Don't worry about the gradient, it's actually quite steep down here. You're not looking at it at a skew. The camera is level, just the ground is not. Come on, get out of here. Okay, down almost to the fence. Down to the fence, probably another 5 meters. And we're at the fence. So down here at the concrete, and we'll see if the sound still picks up from here. So I'm on the way back now. It was a lot easier to get down here. And today, just like most days at this time of the year, it's a bit uncharacteristically windy compared to other times. So you get a good sense of how good the Lav Mic wind sock is. Okay, and now back to about 10 meters. 5 and 0. All right, we are still getting a signal, so it hasn't shut off intermittently while I've been down there. So it looks like a fairly good test. All right, let's go back home. Now on the transmitter, what we have is the button here which you press. It's got the O in the traditional Nordic style. I'm not sure what you call that O, but someone will know. Then you have the USB Type-C charging port on the side, and just next to the condenser mic, what we have is the battery light and the signal light right next to it. And on the receiver, we have a similar type of setup, except on the front there is the LCD screen, which you can just see there. I'll power this up. So you hold it for a few seconds, and she powers up, and it brings up all the necessary stuff. So it's currently looking for a signal, which is that icon there. I don't know if you can see that. So what you can also do is adjust the attenuation via the dB switch there, which is there, and you can also manually disconnect the sync to the transmitter and receiver from that little switch there. So what I've done now, it's actually found the transmitter. Okay, so it's got both the little blue lights on, and what I've got going on right now, I'm talking to the transmitter, and it's actually picking up on the little green bars on the receiver. So I might need to give it a charge soon because it hasn't actually had a charge in a little while. But as I said, the battery on both of these is good for approximately 7 hours. So that's pretty damn good. So I'll turn them off. So press the little button and it goes off. and that should, just looking for a signal link and I can't find it. So what we'll do is we'll turn that off, and that's it. It's a long press, so it's about 3 seconds on either of the transmitter or receiver. So now the pros and cons of the wireless Go microphone setup. The pros, virtually everything. Okay, you can look at it and think, okay, well, what can I not do with this? It's just such a flexible, versatile piece of kit, and for the price, which I think was around about $270 Australian, then yeah, it is very worthwhile, because it's probably one of the best upgrades you can do for your audio system, and it's best for run and gun. You know, it's set it up and plug it all together and get them to pair up a 2.4 gigahertz connection, and yeah, you can just go for it. Now, there's only a couple of cons that I can think of with this setup, and the first one is the 2.4 gigahertz connection. Now, when you pair them up, they take 3 seconds each to pair up. Now, once they're paired, there's no problem. However, if you are one of these run and gun type of videographers that needs to set everything up first, and the action is right there when you actually go to start shooting something, it's going to take 3 seconds each. Even if you push them both at the same time, then it's going to take 3 seconds minimum to get the audio that you want. It's not real good logistics, but if you are one of these people that sets it up and just kind of sets and forgets, then that's probably the best thing for you. After all, you've got a battery life of 7 hours each, so they'll ideally last probably about that long in best conditions. But you can also forget that they've been left on. I've taken this setup out to a car event recently, and I'd totally forgotten that I was wearing the Lav Mic sitting on my shirt, and I'd forgotten that the receiver on the camera was still picking up audio. Even though it wasn't recording, it was still picking it up, and therefore draining the battery. So if you're going to do the run and gun type of videography, then what you want to do is set it up and just leave it on for the day, or for as long as you want to keep shooting, and then recharge it at the end of the day. Now, the other con that I saw was those little fluffy windshields. Now, they attach, but they're an only just attachment. Now, I could just, try and battle to try and put one on, but it just wanted to fall straight off again. Now, I don't know if there's too much fur to kind of make the connection clean enough, but it pushes on. It feels like it's on. It doesn't want to move, but as soon as you kind of knock it off somewhere like that, then yeah, you don't even realize that it's gone. So that's another thing to consider. That's probably why I would have gone for straight up a Lav mic instead of talking straight into the condenser mic with the windshield on it. So is this product right for you? Yes, if you can afford it and you think it'll suit your type of needs. It is just as good as running with a shotgun microphone for a vlogger. It's practical in just about every single sense, including the wireless capability, the flexibility, and the versatility that you need for kind of setting it up on a tripod somewhere and then being away from the camera. Or if you're in a team and you have someone holding the camera and you're wearing the Lav mic, then yeah, that's probably one of the better ideas, and you have the pouch sitting in your pocket. So as long as you can verify that it's all working properly before you start shooting, then yeah, it's perfect. I mean, it's just as good as any other omnidirectional mic or a condenser mic that you can fit up to a camera. And because of the windshield function as well, it's pretty much good for just about every situation you can find outdoors. I mean, I think it's great. I think it's all things to virtually all videographers. If you can find the application for it, I'm sure you can actually put it to good use. And yeah, it's very well worth it. You get at least a quarter of a day's use out of it straight, and yeah, it can be recharged at the end of the day. And the best part about that is you don't have to put them on separate recharge. You can charge them both at the same time. They've got their own cable. And so that's all I have for now, guys, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. Again, like, comment, share and subscribe. So until next time guys, this is the Big Fella. Have a good one and happy shooting.